Hi, my name's Ryan Esler, and today I'll be discussing constructivism and the applications of this theory within the classroom. As we know, the basic principle of this theory is that it focuses on the students learning through hands-on activities and their previous knowledge of these activities, or to even construct new activities or the understandings of our world. John Dewey once said that the teacher is a guide and a director. They steer the boat, but the energy that propels it must come from those who are learning. Two key theorists of constructivism were Piaget and Vygotsky, and while both had similar views, they had one fundamental difference. Piaget developed a theory wherein the student constructs his or her knowledge individually or solitarily, whereas Vygotsky put forward a theory in which one only develops as one participates in various forms of social interactions. For example, using tools and signs, as tools and signs are social in their very nature. And while some authors and scholars have their beliefs of either theories, my belief is, in the classroom, you can't have one without the other. Both theories are extremely valuable. My beliefs for classroom practice of this theory are: the students have hands-on and interactive learning environment, for example, maths activities and games, that are not only engaging, but fun and memorable. The reason I use maths as my example is that in primary school, our maths teacher would have the work set out for us, and once we'd all finished, we would play the number memory game. It got all the students involved. We would flip the playing cards and try to match them with the same numbers. Looking back, I remember that this is how it made me concentrate on the task. I strongly believe that this game was one of the reasons why I have such a great recollection of things. Students should have the option to work independently, study their findings, and come up with their own ideas and processes for understanding work. I always felt that at school, the time in the classroom went so quick. The teacher would talk, we would get into our groups, which is good. We would work, brainstorm with one another, but I always felt that doing homework, I would struggle a little bit because I never had the experience in the class to work alone. But as you get older through primary and secondary, working in class independently becomes more common, and you build from past experiences and work out the problems of your studies alone. Students get the chance to work with their peers and collaborate and share their findings with one another, possibly help one another with the problems that they may come across. As I said before, collaboration is fantastic. It helps with so many things such as social interaction, being able to listen to others' points of view, understanding your own findings through the eyes of someone else, and most of all, camaraderie. I believe that students should engage in all class discussion with their own thoughts and processes, giving ideas that may shape a project in a completely different direction, but most of all, feel that their ideas are extremely important to the class. My belief for students to enjoy learning, to want to come to school every day with enthusiasm, and to even go into discussion of the classes from the days before and challenge the way that not only the student thinks, but the way the teacher thinks. My final belief is that the teacher must have prior knowledge to their students and their pre-existing knowledge. It is imperative that the teacher must read the student's profile, understand their students' capabilities from the years before, but also going above and beyond and speaking with colleagues who have taught those students gives the teacher a more in-depth idea of that student's pre-existing knowledge. Constructivism ascertains that each individual learner constructs knowledge socially and individually. There are several strengths and limitations to constructivism, and they are as follows. Their strengths. It encourages a higher order thinking, and it actively engages learners in the transfer of knowledge, critical thinking, and problem solving. It also has a higher recollection of learned material. It encourages teamwork, self-management skills, and the multiplicity of thought. It also has an enhancement of problem-solving abilities, as I said before. The limitations. Constructivism can be very subjective at times. The individual must possess an advanced level of self-management and maturity intended for success. Constructivism also fosters the multiplicity of thought, as I said before, but sometimes in the class, compliance is required. In conclusion, I believe that the strengths of constructivism far outweigh the limitations. I believe constructivism is a valuable pedagogical tool, and that implementing it in the classroom gives students a creative and engaging environment to learn. I think it's beneficial for both the students and teachers, creating a fun and positive learning environment. And ultimately, that's what we're all here to achieve. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you would like any further readings, I have attached my references. Thank you, and bye for now.